Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all those things we did not get to during the course of the show today. I have an update on something you talked about yesterday, Lady Rock. Do you remember the CrossFit? We were talking about CrossFit.
Oh, yeah, the girl's arms exploded.
Yeah, and she was doing the Murph workout. Well, Gilly Armo hit me up.
Gilly Armo, hey, Gills.
Yeah, Gilly said, hey, Wally, I heard you guys talking about CrossFit, the Murph. I am not a CrossFit person, but I wanted to let you know the reason some people do it is because Murph is a popular workout in memory of Navy Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who died in Afghanistan on June 28th of 2005. It's an insane workout where military people like myself at least attempt to do it, but have never even come close to finishing it. So that's interesting that it's like a really, really, really super hard thing in honor of this guy who did super hard things.
Yeah,
you know?
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that was cool. That was a nice
His legacy.
update.
I wonder what yours would be.
Oh, gee, I don't know. Complaining about something. My legacy is you just sit there and complain and do nothing.
Easy.
Oh, man. I was looking at this forum of radio people the other day, and it's kind of, we all talk about stuff that we're doing and this, that, and the other. And this one guy said, yeah, we have a 14-year-old daughter, and I've tried to be understanding, and I know it's a tough age. Her mother and I have been pretty lenient with the style of clothes she wears and makeup and getting her ears pierced. But now she wants to dye her hair purple. I know that's trendy, but I think it's a step too far for a 14-year-old girl. She's not happy with me. I'd love to hear some opinions. And I'm like, find me a well-adjusted adult with purple hair that doesn't hate her dad. Like, good luck.
I thought that was for blue.
It doesn't matter. Like purple, blue, any shades of this, red, like not red, orange, yellow, like the weird colors.
It's
like,
an all-encompassing theory, not just a specific color.
I thought it was just for blue.
No.
hair.
It covers a multitude of
Is there a color
colors
that you would see, though, and you wouldn't lump that in?
Like dyeing your hair red, like a normal red, but dyeing it pink? Mm-mm. You got daddy issues.
Really?
Yes,
100%.
absolutely. 1,000,000,000%. One guy said the more you resist, the more attractive it becomes. And there is something to that. The more you make something the forbidden fruit. But I don't agree with that. Another guy, and I like what this guy usually posts. He said, I think kids not only need to be told no when you feel it's right to say no, but that they have a parent that cares enough about them and is looking out for their best interests, even if they don't agree. So I was like, oh, good for you. And then a girl with the nose piercing was like, let her do it, boomer. It's her hair.
Boomer.
My 14-year-old wanted to get her nose pierced. Her father and I said, okay, but had to agree to no more facial piercings. It's a fad. We turned it turned out super adorable. I'm adorable. I wish I had gotten one as well.
Oh,
A nose piercing?
Yeah. Would you ever? You did your nose pierce, right?
no, it's my belly button.
Your belly button.
You
yeah.
did?
She did.
Yeah, I've told this story.
Years
I did, but
ago.
I only had it for
Man.
2 days, and then I took it out after my mom started crying.
Yeah. How old were you? 19, 18? Like old
18 or
enough, you were
19.
like an
An
adult.
adult.
Yeah.
18 or 19.
I get that. You never want to disappoint your parents, though.
No.
Like, that's like your biggest thing is if you're, okay, let's say, hypothetically, your dad, you've done something, and your dad calls you over, because he wants to do it in face. Says, Two Blossom, I have to tell you right now.
No, if he's being serious, he calls me by my name.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Betty Lou.
Okay, so Betty Lou, I got to be serious with you right now. I'm disappointed in you. Like, hearing the words, like, would he even get disappointed before you started crying? Like, would it wreck you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
my daughter's
for
the
sure.
same way. You want to have some fun with her? We've been texting.
No,
I'll
don't.
just text her that I'm
Don't.
disappointed in her and
Don't.
just see where it goes.
Don't stop. You're so mean. You're so mean. No, that would kill me.
It's
And
funny.
Ultimately, that's what it really did get to, because I didn't tell my parents I was getting my belly button pierced, and then my dad found out. And in different terms, he told me that he was disappointed. So, yeah.
It's so funny.
But ultimately, the message he was trying to get across to me was he was disappointed.
Yeah.
While my mom was just sad that I didn't feel that I hid something from her and
Right.
didn't feel comfortable enough to share it with her.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like, moms definitely have that. Like, there's things like if Haley didn't tell her something that was worse than whatever it was. Like when she was going to a trip that we didn't know about, and she didn't want to, because she and Marty had planned on taking this trip, and then she ended up going with like Spencer's family, and she didn't want to tell Marty, and somebody accidentally said something, and Marty's like, wait, what? And she was more hurt that she didn't tell her. Yeah. So
You think she learned her lesson?
I think so. Yeah. Haley doesn't ever want to disappoint, and so she.
Curse of an only child.
Yeah. If you let her know that you're disappointed, I've been very, very. I don't know that I've ever said that I'm disappointed in her, because I know how seriously she takes it, and I don't want to undo her over something that isn't life-altering, So I don't think I've ever told her that I was disappointed. I've kidded around with her, being like, and she's like, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Illusioned with you right now,
So mean.
Yeah, that's what you have kids for.
To be mean to them?
Yeah, to jack with them. It's fun. Let's go into your stuff, Lady Rock. What do you got?
I spent a little time on TikTok yesterday, and I found out there's a new theory going around, a relationship theory, and it's called the black cat energy.
Okay.
So the black cat energy relationship theory. So this is a TikTok relationship coach, and she's explaining what that means.
Women are happier with their men when they can be the ones receiving and surrender in a feminine energy, aka black cat energy. Men are happier, even though they don't like to admit this, if they are the golden retriever to their woman, chasing her. Because believe it or not, men actually get a thrill out of the chase. Men love the mystery, the unpredictability, the unsafety, and the confusion about their woman sitting on the edge of his seat, always trying to get a piece of her.
Is that Russian?
So there's maybe, but they're saying if the woman has black cat energy and the man has golden retriever energy, they will make it in the long run.
Yeah, that's why you and I have been able to work together for 17 years, because I think this translates into even like friendship type stuff, because Betty is very distant, very aloof. Betty is very restrained with her compliments. And yet, like, I'm constantly telling her, hey, you're great at this. I love you. I value you. I respect you. I appreciate you all the time. You did such a great job at this. And she gives so little of that back. And I don't even understand why. But this is like high school, and like you're talking to the pretty girl, and you're just like, okay, I just want him to notice me. And you fall all over yourself.
If I said, oh, thank you. You know what? You're doing a great job,
You'd be a human. Yes, you would be a human.
No, then you treat me like crap.
No, I would. Oh my gosh.
This is why I give black cat energy. And she also pointed out some famous couples that made her point seem accurate. Like you take, for instance, Princess Diana and King Charles when they were married, okay? They didn't make it. And at the beginning, it was because Diana was the golden retriever and he was the black cat, okay? So she's saying that if a girl gets insecure and she's scared she's going to lose her man, and then she starts chasing after him, the man will lose
it's doomed
focus or care,
desire,
and he'll move towards something else. Okay. She also pointed out Jennifer Aniston, the love triangle between Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, and Angelina Jolie. So Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were married, okay? And then
they were married?
Yeah, and then he ended up having an affair with Angelina Jolie on the set of Mr. and Miss Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but they said it was because Jennifer Aniston was the golden retriever and Brad Pitt was the black cat. But then when he met Angelina Jolie, she became the black cat and he became the golden retriever. There's so many different examples of this, and it makes you start thinking this woman might have a point. And I think they're using the concept of black cat and golden retriever energy, but really what it comes down to is the woman needs to have enough confidence in herself to where she's not coming across as needy towards a guy, because I think a guy ultimately doesn't want to have to constantly have to remind his girl of how great she is, maybe.
No.
Like she doesn't want a sponge. He wants someone that is confident in who she is already.
Yeah, I think there definitely is something to that. Like, because if you're constantly spending your time reassuring somebody, like especially like reassuring a girl, it gets draining. I was watching Survivor last night. I finally started watching the first episode of the new season, and there's a guy on there who is one of the most insecure humans I've ever seen. And he almost blew up the whole game, like right out of the gate. But it was all like everyone had to reassure him of everything, and it was draining for everyone around him. I think those people are draining in general. But some people, they love that, like, because they're that helper and they want to help somebody, so you finding that other person, like, it's very codependent.
Well, and you think about it too, like, would you say in y'all's relationships, Gavin, Wally, would y'all say that y'all are the golden retriever and your wife is the black cat in the situation?
That's a tough call. I would say so because, like, I think I'm just that way in general with my relationships. Like, I constantly am like, okay, how can I help? What can I do? Love me. So that probably is true. My wife doesn't like play any games. Like, that's the one thing about her that is nice too. Like, she's just very no nonsense. She's kind, but she's very no nonsense, and she's very secure. Like, it's weird. Like, I've only seen her insecure a couple times in our relationship, and you're right. It's like, oh, that's so not you. Like, why? Like, why is this? Why are you being insecure out of nowhere? Because you are really secure 99% of the time.
Right.
Gavin?
I don't know. I don't think either of us are totally golden retriever or black cat. Like, maybe we're both like two black labs that.
Okay.
I don't know, because I'm not like, we're not both like chase. Like, we just met each other and it's like, oh, this is nice.
Well,
like
I
two
would
beagles,
say,
maybe.
I would say from the outside looking in on both of y'all's relationships, I would say this lines up with y'all's relationships. That y'all two definitely give off golden retriever energy to your wives, and your wives give off black cat energy for sure.
Okay. Yeah,
I would say that.
I could see that. I could totally see that. Because I do think that, like, especially too, like, if you sense anything's wrong, I'm the one that, what's wrong? What's wrong? Anything wrong? Like, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Quick response.
I definitely fit that category. Because I like to have peace and I like things worked out. Whereas, like, she doesn't mind stewing on something for a year. And, no.
All right. Moving on. I have another story that I wanted to talk about. So I found this article that they stated that the people that own a Tesla truck, especially in southern states, are actually getting a lot of heat for it.
I make fun of them every time I see them. I think they are the biggest, most useless waste of a truck. And people that drive them should be embarrassed.
Wow.
That you drive them. You basically, you're just showing that you have money. Oh, great. This is, okay, here's what it is. I have so much money that I can drive something that's completely ugly and useless. It's like when actors, like a Brad Pitt, goes, I'm so good looking, I can shave my head and still be beautiful. It's the same type of person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And where do you think that came from? Do you think that came from the news?
No, and then you look at the people that drive them and stuff. Like, it's a horrible vehicle. Like, an electric truck, great, no problem. He should have, but he built the dumbest looking, ugliest vehicle ever.
Well, I will say that you definitely fit the bill because there are a lot of people that own Tesla trucks in the southern states. They're saying that they're getting a lot of harsh words and they're getting things like, your truck is ugly. Yeah. They're getting threats. Yeah. They're getting coal rolling. Do you know what coal rolling is?
I do not know what that is.
I had to look it up. It's when a diesel truck or something that is not good for the environment blows that black smoke out their tailpipe.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And they started doing this to Prius cars because those are supposed to be green.
Yeah.
And Prius owners were like, oh, I'm so sick of getting coal rolled.
Yeah.
Well, now Priuses are picking on Tesla trucks.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
So anyways, there's a lot of reasons as to why so many people hate it. They say it's ugly. Some people say it's politics. Some antics. Some say Elon Musk. Some say because it's really not that great for the environment. I like to think back to when they first showed the truck and they were bragging about, Elon was saying how the windows are bulletproof. It didn't turn out that way.
Well, maybe that was a little too hard. It didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
Let's try the
right. Try that one, really? Okay.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through.
So all windows,
fix that.
all windows were broken on the main stage. I'm sure somebody lost their job over that. But it's just interesting to me that a car, so it's up to you. You are free to choose whatever car you want.
Absolutely.
And for those who choose to get a Tesla truck, you're going to have to get a lot of hate for it as well.
The good news is they've got a therapist, so they can go talk to him. I promise you.
So you feel like it's bragging?
Yeah, I just feel like I feel like it's like anybody buying a trendy car, then overpaying for it, and then being like, "Geez, I've got money." I feel like it's like that, especially something that is that ugly.
Ugly, yes. Probably. Again, I just don't love like the electronic stuff these days. But
Yeah.
do you think though that there's just like categories of people who would see like things that I might have and say like, oh, I'm Gavin, I have blah blah blah. Like for people that,
Like,
I think you can feel pretty confident that that's never happened.
Is there a prejudice towards? I will say this: there is a prejudice with me when it comes to those dumb, stupid Honda Civics that put the dumb spoiler on the back with these tailpipes that are big and loud, and it's usually a little kid, and he's like, zoom, zoom, zoom. Listen to how loud my car is. I'm really cool, and I want a girlfriend.
Wearing his beanie in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, I can't.
The thing about it, I was excited when
they have tinted windows with bubbles in it. Stop.
When the Tesla truck came out, I was excited. I'm like, oh, this will be really cool. That's awesome. I love the idea. Tesla's a good company, and you could hold it for $1,000. I'm like, okay, maybe I would consider buying an electric truck. And then I saw it and was like, what? I thought it was a joke. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Ford comes out with their Lightning. It's beautiful. Looks like a regular F-150. It's great. But they've even slowed down on the production of their Lightning, of all their electric vehicles, actually. And so, I don't have a problem with it from the electric standpoint. I know some people are like, it's not American, buy gas, whatever. I'm not that guy. But I think it just shows that you don't care about wasting money. It's because it's so bad. It's just so ostentatious.
Yeah, but do you feel that way when people have Camaros or some other expensive?
There are some cars that you're like, yeah, that's just like showing off. Absolutely, they're like when you're spending $200,000 and $300,000, like a G-Wagon. A G-Wagon is definitely just a show car. It's the Mercedes, the squared off Mercedes SUV.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
I was at a mall and they had one in the middle of the mall that they on display. And I'm like, oh, because I had a friend whose daughter wanted a G-Wagon, really bad. Want a G-Wagon. So, okay, what do these cost? $230,000 for an SUV. It's just crazy. That thing doesn't do it. It gets you from point A to point B like every other car. Yeah. I think we definitely spend way too much money. The problem is now, though, cars have gotten so expensive.
Ooh, it's fancy.
But cars have gotten so expensive that you could buy what used to be a normal car at $30,000 is now $55,000, and it's no different, and because the prices have gotten so crazy. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Cybertruck. All right, you got some birthdays?
Yes, I do. I have Zach. Zach wants to wish his daughter Remy a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Remy.
Nice.
Said, I know this is super late, but she's the sweetest, kind-hearted, and funny 7-year-old I know. Every time we get in the car for the first question every time we get in the car, the first question she asks is if we can listen to the Wally Show.
Yeah, she's smart too. She's kind.
You might need
she's
to look
funny,
out for her,
she's
Zach,
smart.
because
I love that
name. I'm a little worried about Remy's future.
Remy's awesome.
I don't know. That's a little scary.
You keep coming back. 17 years.
I know. And I worry about myself. Her question is, 7-year-old, her question to you is, why are you so silly?
Oh, man. This is all I can do. This is it. You're looking at it. It's so funny because I had no idea what I wanted to do all through high school and in college. I thought I was going to be a fireman. That's really what I thought I was going to do. And then somebody told me you had to know every street, memorize. I'm like, there's no way I could do that. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll do something else. And so I went to college, and then I graduate with a communications degree that has nothing to do with radio. But then I fall into this job, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I was meant to do. It's perfect for me. Holy cow. Where if you're the class clown, I got to make a living out of being the class clown, which I'm thankful for every day. So that's a great question. Thank you, Remy. All right, with that's going to do it for your Aftercast. And as always, thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.